Hey splashers, welcome back to the channel Splash of Valencia. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make buttonholes using your manual sewing machine. If this is what you're interested in, let's dive in. So to begin, I have this white fabric here. I already added my interfacing. You want to add your interfacing before putting your button. It gives it more neatness and strength. Go in with half an inch from the side. Okay, that's from the button side. I used a yellow chalk so it's not visible. You come down by half an inch from the top and put the button you want to use. Okay, the button you want to use for the dress is what you would use to mark out these lines. After marking out each line of the button, you come down by 1.5 inches. Okay, so I come down by 1.5 inches from what I have marked, and then place the button I want to use on that same point. I'm marking the top and the bottom. You come down by 1.5, mark the top and the bottom of the button. This is so it enters well. You don't want the button to feel tight while entering, and you don't want it to feel too big. So we'll be making use of 2 threads for the top part. Okay, so I'm making use of black thread, though the material is white. I just want this to be visible, and you thread your machine the normal way, but make sure you are using 2 different threads. This gives it the neatness of as if you used an actual buttonholes machine. Okay, so this is going to fit into the needle. Yeah, the 2 threads. For the down part, the thread you have in the bobbin, it is 1 single thread. It is just the thread at the top that is doubled. So I'm just using this chalk to mark a straight line from my button size I measured. Okay, so you want to gently place your needle on the start point. You sew, you don't want to hurry. You can just use your hand and roll the machine. You stop at the point where you marked down, and then you raise your machine up. You slide it this way and put the needle in twice. Okay, you don't want this too wide. After which you raise it up again and sew up to the point where you marked at the top. It is essential to follow these markings so that you get a neat finishing. So we are not done yet. We are going to repeat the same process again. Okay, you want this to look like the actual buttonhole machine did it. So you want to follow that same line closely and stitch upon on top of it. This is going to give it more thickness and neatness, coupled with the fact that we already have 2 threads at the top. You don't have to hurry. As you can see, I'm just taking it slowly. You don't want to go below where you marked and above where you marked. If you do that, you notice that you have something nice if you follow your actual lines. As you can see, I'm taking this all around. You can decide to take it around twice or 3 times, and trust me, if not for the visibility of this, imagine using a white thread for this, because this fabric is white. What you are going to achieve will be so beautiful. This is how the front looks, so neat. So we are going to go ahead to the next one. Put it under your machine at that point you marked at first. Take your time to adjust it. This is quite slower than the actual method you use and all that. So that is the gain of this being slow. It produces a neat result. So as you can see, it's just the same process I'm repeating, making sure I'm following my guidelines. As you can see, you twist it, you follow 2 steps. So after this, I'm going to be teaching you how to finish it up, how to open this up, because you don't just open it. There's a special way you open this to achieve a good result. And if you've watched this video up to this point, do well to hit the like button and the subscribe button for more interesting videos like this. Okay, so after this very video, I'm just going to go ahead to fast forward the rest. I believe with just these two you've understood the process. Take note that you have to thread your machine using two threads, but the bottom thread is just one thread. I hope that is taken. So ensure to cut closely to the material. Okay, so I'm going ahead to do the remaining parts. This is what we'll have after finishing it up. Before opening, I'm just going to go ahead to use my fire to burn this up. I want to achieve an absolutely neat finishing that when someone sees it, the person will be like, where did you get your buttonholes done? Okay, that's what you want to achieve. So I'm burning up those extra threads at the back. Now we want to open this up. You have to pick a needle, poke it at the top. Just take note of how I'm doing it. You see the way I pass it through? If you don't understand, rewind the video. So I'll be making use of my seam ripper, poke it at the end there, and then slide it all the way up. Now the essence of this needle is that your seam ripper doesn't get past your actual buttonholes, because you know it's very sharp. Okay, so I noticed it didn't get up to where I want it, so I just extended it to get to the top of where I started the sewing from, and you can see this needle prevented it from getting past where we actually sew. So you can see I'm repeating the same process. If you don't have a seam ripper, you can buy a new razor blade. It has to be a new one, and you have to be careful not to ruin your stitches, after which you go in with your fire, burn it up to produce a neat finishing. You are going to do that for all the holes, and passing this button through, you can see how it's passing in freely, not too tight, not too free, just perfect. This is because we used the button to measure it. This is all you need to know about making buttonholes with your manual machine. If you enjoyed this video, do well to subscribe. Until next time, keep splashing.